Hello again, everyone. This is American Idioms, Part 104. This is Part 104 of my American Idioms series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you numbered 516 to 520. But first, I'll give you a chance to guess their meanings. Then I'll give you the answers along with an additional example for each new idiom. I also recommend that you pause the video at each question to give yourself some extra time to think of the answers. So, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 516. A chip off the old block. And the example is, with black hair and blue eyes, Luke looks just like his father. He's a chip off the old block. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, to resemble or behave in the same way as one's parent. Now, most of the time when we say this, we're referring to the father. Okay, so the person looks like their father. A son looks like their father. Okay, most of the time. But you can probably use it for the woman. All right, a daughter looking like their mother. But most of the time, a chip off the old block is the father. Okay, like our example. We're talking about how this person looked like their father. Luke looked like their father. He was a chip off the old block. Okay, here's another example. My father always loved watching and playing sports, and I'm just like him. I'm definitely a chip off the old block. Again, we have a father and a son, okay, that we're comparing. In this case, it's the behaviors or things that this person's father liked. So he's a lot like him. So he's a chip off the old block. Okay? Now for number 517. Drink like a fish. And the example is, when I was in university, I used to drink like a fish. But now I rarely drink at all. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, to frequently drink a lot of alcohol. That's what it means if you drink like a fish. In the example, this person is talking about how when they were in university, they used to drink a lot of alcohol. In other words, they drank like a fish. Here's another example. Val was really sick this morning, and I didn't understand why until he told me that he drank like a fish at the party last night. All right, because this person drank a lot of alcohol at the party, he was sick the next day, as we all know, right? If we drink too much. Okay, so if you drink like a fish, you drink too much alcohol. All right, and now for number 518. Work like a dream. And the example is, I couldn't believe how the new software update made my computer work like a dream. It was amazing. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, to work as well or better than one could have hoped or expected, like a dream. All right? We're talking about, in this example, this update that this person did for their computer worked better than they had expected, better than they had hoped. Okay? That's what it worked like a dream, like they were dreaming. Okay, it's just used a lot. Like our next example. I had a lot of problems with my car last week, so I took it to a mechanic. It was very expensive, but the motor now works like a dream. So it was worth the money I spent on repairs. Okay, in this case, the car wasn't running properly. Something was wrong with, let's say, the engine here or something. It didn't run well, but after he got it fixed, it worked like a dream. It worked better than he expected. Okay? Now for number 519. Save something for a rainy day. And the example is, I never spend any money I receive as a bonus at work. I always save it for a rainy day. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is B, to reserve something, usually money, for some future need. Like a rainy day, or when things go bad, or when you need them. Usually a time of, let's say, distress, or when things aren't going well. That's a rainy day. Like our example, this person never spends their bonus. They keep it or reserve it like an emergency fund. Okay? And then when they need it, they have it there, and then they could use it. Like our next example. Even though our company is doing really well financially, we continue to save money for a rainy day. All right, similar to our last example, there's extra money here, or they're doing well, so they probably have a lot of money to spend, but they still save it for this rainy day, for a time when they need it the most. Okay? And now for our final idiom, number 520. Bend the rules. And the example is, just because he's the CEO of the company, it doesn't mean that he can bend the rules whenever he wants to. Can you guess the meaning? And the answer here is C, to do something not allowed, either to help someone else or for your own advantage. All right, so if you bend the rules, you usually break the rules, as we say, okay? You're doing something you're not supposed to do. You bend the rules, okay? Like in our example, this person was upset because the CEO of the company was bending the rules whenever he wanted to. He was doing something he wasn't allowed to do. But because he was a CEO, he could do it. Okay? Here's another example. You're normally not allowed to take a test in my biology class if you arrive late. But because Ralph is the teacher's pet, his teacher bent the rules for him. It just isn't fair. All right, yes, if you bend the rules, like I said before, you break the rules. So I think it's safe to say that bending the rules is the same as breaking them. Okay? It's just a nice way to say it. And in the example, you can see it. The teacher bent the rules for one of their favorite students. Okay? Did he break the rules? Yes, he did. Did he break them maybe in a nice way or to his advantage? Yes, he bent the rules. Okay? Got it? That's all for this video. Thanks again for subscribing, and please like and share the video to support the channel. And remember what I always say, keep practicing! See you next time.